All right, going live once again. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Miami Comedy Podcast. Let me make sure everything's running smooth here. All right, there we go. All right. Hey, everybody on YouTube, everybody on Instagram, Twitch, Facebook. Welcome to another episode. All right, so today is the 2nd of January, meaning that we've got some catching up to do for a couple of days where I wasn't getting into this topic because people are getting way too sensitive on the internet. I mean, come on, guys. You know, it ain't no secret that there's some sensitive people on the internet. But what's the most annoying thing is when you're sensitive, you got to let me know. Today on the podcast, we're going to be talking about that funny feeling where you get all emotional for no reason. Let's get started. Bam, 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 bam. Look at that intro. You like that, YouTube? You like that, Facebook? You like that, Twitch? For those watching on Instagram, I know that you guys are probably out stuck in traffic. You're probably out waiting to do something. And then you go online and then you see my face and you're like, all right, let me see what this guy has to say before I completely do something different. Let's see. We already got a comment in from my original joke written by me. Which one, Taha? Rivera, rain. Global warming should do what my father did. Go away and never come back. Okay. All right. I see where you're coming from, Taha. What up, Salty Sam? Sitting at work. All right, let's go. Thanks for the wonderful introduction, guys. I feel like I am loved for what it is that I do. Thank you. All right, so to get the show started, just like Taha started off by making fun of global warming and also making fun of his father, which wasn't around, that's a great example of using emotions to your advantage, because instead of you complaining on the group chat, you know what we should be doing about global warming that our politicians are not doing? Huh? Let me tell you something, right? And then you go that route because you're very emotional about that topic. And then the other topic could be, the other feelings that Taha could have gone with is, let me tell you something. I deserve to be treated special because my father left my life, and I get very sensitive when people make fun of missing father jokes because it's not fair that I had to go. That whole thing. Okay, there's something going on where the internet becomes a channel for these people to do that. And the worst thing that you can do is to do that on a meme. You know what I mean? All right, so I'll give you an example. Just a few days ago, I think on the 31st, right before New Year's Eve, I was posting a video of a girl dancing at a party, and she's crying for some reason. And I don't know why, right? She's just crying. It was viral. I think Lad Bible or Barstool Sports or something like that posted it. So then I got that video clip and I turned it into, you saying New Year, New Me, but it's looking like New Year, New Us. And it was a good meme. It was funny, right? But then somebody goes into the comments and then they start complaining, talking about like, oh, well, I hope nobody ever uses me crying as a meme and make fun of it. It's like, dude, you don't even know her story. You know, you're going on some page and then you're just sharing your emotions. You know what it is? Some people are just they're too sensitive. And there's nothing wrong with being sensitive, but when you're overly sensitive, it's like you look at anything and you connect immediately to something either negative, sad, mad, whether it's some trauma you went through, and it's like, I need to bleed on everybody in this room and show them what I'm going through. It's like so selfish. And every time I write a meme and somebody just shows up in the comments, it ruins my day because you transfer your emotions to me. And I'm just trying to make people laugh. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have nothing to do with what it is you're going through. But for some reason, you want to get me in on this. I don't know why. Counterfree says that's an old video, bro. Yeah, I know. I go in there, I find stuff, and I make it relevant. It's almost like me finding a rock and polishing it, Counterfreeze. I like your pink shirt. It fits you well. Thank you. If you ever want to get this shirt, by the way, it's for sale. Right? This is a design that I placed in the blockchain as an NFT. So I'm just saying, if you ever want to get yourself a shirt and look fly like me, where pink looks good, on a male, on a very masculine one. All right? Make sure you go to miamicomedy.com/shop. Thanks for bringing that up. I agree. You're right. Okay, I don't got to read the rest. You already made your point. 2-cent NFT. No. As a matter of fact, NFTs are way more expensive than cents. Unless you probably do it in some of those blockchains that are like not that popular. Anyways, I digress. So, what are some of the things that emotions do? So, as a coach, I understand emotions in my own way, and you understand emotions in your own way, and it's my duty, I guess, to kind of like figure out what you're going through in order to unblock yourself from doing something, right? I get it. But I'm also a comedian, and as a comedian, people that get sensitive over something that isn't serious, it's like you're causing stress for no reason, you know, because emotions can be a drag. Emotions can be good, like it could be fun, like you share a fun emotion. Oh, I'm playing Monopoly with my family and having a glass of wine. That's a fun emotion to have and share, right? But it can be a drag too, where it's like, you ever hung out with somebody and they're going through something and then you're just mad? They're just sad, and then it makes you mad that they're sad. It's like, oh, God. Like, I've been on dates where the conversations always go on a down. I wouldn't say always. I've been on dates where the person always wants to bring the conversation to, like, a downward spiral where it's like, you're a bummer. You're bringing me down. And then they kind of like, well, you're being insensitive. I'm just sharing with you and, you know, whatever. It's like, I'm not trying to get in this world with you right now. And for them to drag you there is so selfish. It's almost like when you have bad emotions, don't socialize. All right? It's not a good idea to socialize when you're having a bad day, because then you start making it worse for other people, and then they don't want to hang out with you. You know what I mean? So emotions can either be a private thing or it can be a public thing. But if you do it public, make sure it's something that you want to like share, so that makes yourself look good, right? Milena says they just need to go to therapy. Yeah, most of the times I've realized that the most emotional or overly sensitive people went through some trauma, and I'm sorry you went through that. I'm sorry, okay? I get it. I've had my trauma, but I worked it out. Okay, I think being human involves some sort of trauma. Some are more, you know, in a higher degree than others. All right, I'll give you that. But we all go through the hardships of being human and feeling feelings, man. But like, if you use the internet as a way to convey that some feeling is going through you, it's like, what are you doing, bro? Get that handled on your own. You know, don't go to a meme page and be like, all right, what are we doing here? I see everybody's enjoying themselves. I went through some trauma and I don't like this meme. It's like, oh, God. Can you please be a little more considerate? Dude, it's a comedy page. You have friends, you have family, you have professional services, like Milena says, like therapy. You go through that, man, but to go out and just bleed on everybody. Another thing that I like to share about feelings and emotions is sometimes when you don't have it sorted, people that aren't going through something bad can see you in a bad light because you're always taking it down that route. And there's even worse. And even worse, you know what's even worse about feelings and emotions? There's people that want to share them with you, and it becomes a feedback loop of just bad emotions. Have you seen those? Oh, I've seen them online, and all they do is they want to start drama. They always want to argue. They always look for the bad in things, and then they feed each other this, and then it becomes like a little cult of people that have bad vibes. It's like these people wake up every day. It's like, all right, what kind of drama can we get in on today? Let's see. And that's how they entertain themselves. Like drama and like fights and who's who and who's did what and like all that. Ugh. Oh, that's a lifestyle for some people. Can you believe it? Let's see what Manny's doing today. I don't like this. Sam, come here. Sam, take a look at this. Yeah, this is very insensitive. This is very tasteless, bruh. Some guy actually went on my meme page. This is very tasteless. Like, I don't want to hear it, man. I didn't even ask you. Like, I wake up in the morning, and I go, let me see how I can upset sensitive people today. Let me go here. This looks like it'll really trigger some people. Let me post this, right? What happened to your mustache? Oh, is Counter Freeze a troll? All right, Counter Freeze, hang on. Oh, there you go, Counter Freeze. Yeah, I don't have to deal with this. Is that a naked person? Counter Freeze looks like it's like a nude. Is that a nude? All right, anyways, we went down to 4-3. What do you think about that, Counter Freeze? Oh, I'm sorry. You can't hear anymore. All right, anyways, another thing about emotions. Let's see. Okay, so today I posted a meme about a dog on a scooter. Somebody that can be overly emotional and looking for drama will actually go there on the comments and have the audacity to say something like, you know what? How do you know that dog went through some troublesome things in order to be trained to get on a scooter? And then now all of a sudden you're Dr. Dolittle because you're tapping into something that doesn't even exist. You know when you overthink something, and then if you overthink it, eventually it just ends up being something bad? That's what overly sensitive people do. Because I'm not saying emotions are bad, okay? I'm not saying feelings are bad. It's the people that enjoy doing it in a malicious way because they're like they're stuck with what they're feeling. It's so real to them that they forget that there's a feeling outside of that. It's like, I'm mad and everybody needs to be mad with me. That is the most absurd thing to think. To be that kind of person is absurd. You know what I mean? So I'll give you an example. The good thing about emotions and feelings is that they remind us they're human. And we all get angry, we all get sad, we all get upset, right? These are normal, right? I'm not saying those things are wrong. It's how you convey them or what you turn them into. So for example, me as a comedian, my emotions, I kind of wonder myself, like, who am I as an emotional person? Because when somebody comes into my life and then they're very emotional, I don't like them because of the fact that they want you to feel what they're feeling. And if you don't feel it with them, they get mad at you. You know what I mean? But I also have to look inside of myself. I need to look inside of me, and I need to realize that I need to be respectful about other people's emotions. All right, I get it. I understand. Okay, I got it. However, those that try to overtly put an emotion on you, and they're insensitive. What do you think about this? How about you being insensitive about me not being as sensitive as you? Huh? Look at that loophole that I found as a comedian. You're being insensitive. What do you think about that? I want to have a good day, and you're showing up to my meme timeline telling me that I shouldn't be joking about this. What do you think about that? Milena says, I get it, though. I was there once. Usually when I drink, I would talk about the same topic, and I realized it was always about the same topic. I realized I had to learn to let it go. That's called being responsible. Understanding that you need to let go of an emotion that doesn't serve you or others is called being responsible. Huh? All right, you're doing the right thing, Milena. You're not wrong, okay? Now, to go back to why emotions and feelings are a good thing, I mean, look at all the great art that was made through it. It's almost like you turn it into something useful, right? Like I've seen art that has moved me, right? I've seen animations that have excited me. I've seen movies that compels me. You know, if I ever go to like a seminar or a TED Talk or anything like that, I get a feeling of inspiration. Like, and you know, these feelings, they come and then they go. But for you to be the kind of person that is always looking for a bad feeling, you're stuck, bro. You need to get out of that loop, man. You can't go to a comedy show. You can't go to a comedy club. You can't go to a meme page and look for these things, man. It's not fair, okay? Everybody goes there to have a good time, to escape their troubles, to escape their emotions. And then you walk in and you try to find something to be emotional about in a bad way? Come on. Come on, man. Be a little more considerate. That's the thing. It's all about being considerate. It's a give and take, man. All right? This is my therapy session. Yeah, there you go. Comedy can be therapeutic. JJ says, I'm mad all the time. But JJ, you're the kind of mad that is enjoyable to watch. You know what I'm saying? It's a little sadistic. To see you get mad and then I get happy seeing you get mad, it's almost like you're helping me out. I hope never to get as mad as JJ. JJ, I'm sure, is stressed behind closed doors. Oh, man. To be fair, I love comedy for laughter. That's why I'm here. Oh, thank you for that. Appreciate it. Yeah, so shout out to JJ, which is a comedian here in Miami, in case you guys don't know. And JJ, when he goes on stage, he gets angry, but he gets angry in a way that allows people to enjoy themselves, right? He doesn't get angry where it's like, I need to make statements about something that I'm emotional about and dampen the entire mood of the place. And I don't care if you're offended or that whole thing. It just blows my mind how somebody can do that. Another thing that I'd like to point out about emotions is that you can ruin somebody's day just by sharing a bad emotion. Or even yourself, if you're not aware of emotions that go through you, it can be debilitating, man. Like, have you ever gone on traffic? Like, all right, you wake up, you had a good breakfast, you see your lovely wife. All right, honey, I'll see you later. I'm going to work. And then you're singing your favorite song, right? You play on the radio, your favorite song comes on, boom, ba-doom, boom, boom. You're getting into it, and then bam, somebody cuts you off. Now you're yelling at yourself through the windshield. There's nobody else, just you and the windshield and the guy in front of you that probably doesn't even know you're yelling. And then when you go to work, you transfer that for the rest of the day. You transfer it to your coworkers, you transfer it to people you see on the street, you go out and you get lunch, and then now you're giving the person at Panera a bad time. That whole thing based on one bad negative experience. That's what you're doing as an overly sensitive person looking to get into negative emotions and feelings. All right, there you go. There you go. That's what I'm trying to get in on this. All right, I'm trying to understand your logic here. There's no logic, okay? Just animalistic impulses. Jay Bertoli, what's up? Sauce Extracts, welcome. Let me see what else I got here for you guys. I'm excited, man. You know what I did today? I got up, I ran, right? Had a good day. And then I started working on this video of introducing you guys to Tipsy Flamingo. And JJ and I, we're going out with microphones and we're interviewing people. And I'm going to do it with a bunch of comics, right? Like, we want to get the comics together and just start interviewing people in the streets to work on this YouTube channel. And man, in like 30 minutes, I made this really cool video of me in front of the green screen, and I'm talking about Tipsy Flamingo, and I'm going to edit in some videos on there. And the emotions that I'm going to transfer to you is how much fun you can have, huh? Look at me. Look at me giving out the good vibes with these videos. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. If you guys want to subscribe to the YouTube channel, go to miamicomedy.com/YouTube. Help us out, all right? We want to get a cool channel going. And I know I got to put some content on there. I know it's only been the podcast. Fine, fair enough. I'm working on it, all right? I'm working on it. Shout out to Thank You Miami 305. Welcome to the chat. Monday night, 9 o'clock. We're going to be there doing a showcase and an open mic. All right, last thing about emotions, and I'll get into this briefly, is what emotions really are, what emotions really is, and this is my understanding of it. Whenever I coach somebody, their emotions can be debilitating. Emotions can be like, I don't feel good doing this, so I'm not going to do it, or I feel uncomfortable, and so I don't do it because of that uncomfort, right? And so that whole thing. The thing about emotions is that it's a complex definition of something that you don't comprehend all the time. There's some people that get mad and sad and they don't know why, right? It's almost like a reactive response. Like if somebody gets mad at you, you get mad, but you sometimes don't even know why you're mad at each other. You know that thing? Or like you feel sad, but you don't know why you feel sad. It's because there's something very complex going on inside of the person. Look at me being emotionally intelligent. All right, I get it. I understand if you look at a meme and you get upset, you must be going through something. You must be going through it. But it's a complex definition of what it is that you're trying to comprehend in terms of emotions. So people that get mad and then you make yourself look like an idiot for like 30 seconds. And then after that, you're like, oh my God, what was I mad about? Right? That whole thing. And so if you really want to be responsible with emotions, the number one thing I can tell you is just be as considerate as you can. Consider not only to the other person, because usually emotions involves another person, right? It's an outside thing that goes inside. And then, but you also need to be considerate to yourself, right? So bro, I'm gonna tell you. All right, not to show off or not to like be that guy, but I believe I mastered my emotions in like 2012, 2013, and my life, and that's when my life really started taking on a different, I'd say, path. You know what I mean? Like whenever I get upset, I'm really good at controlling why I'm upset. But the thing is, it's got to go somewhere, right? Because if it doesn't go anywhere, it stays in, and that's why a lot of people have like issues because they don't know how to express it. But if you express it in art, or if you express it like in a podcast, or in a funny way, or like whatever it is that you do, you write in your journal, whatever, it helps a lot. And it makes you more aware of you going through any of these negative emotions that you don't want to have. Another thing that you can do is knowing that emotions are very temporary. Sometimes emotions can last 1 minute, and sometimes it can last an entire day. But you never want to make negative emotions last for too long. So be considerate in the timing of it, right? You don't want to overdo it and embellish in it. And there's also some habits that people do in their everyday lives that makes them more emotional than usual, like overthinking. If there's anything that I've done in terms of me having negative emotions, is I'm an overthinker because of how logical and critical thinking I am. And so sometimes I go down a rabbit hole on something that isn't even real. Right? Like I'm like, all right, I want to start this project, but then what if this happens? And then if I do that, and then like, and sometimes I'd be like laying down in my bed, like, right? Like I'm tossing and turning, having all these emotions by myself in bed, thinking about something that isn't even real, right? And so it's ruining my sleep. And so when I mastered my emotions, I understand that it's temporary, right? Like it's going to come in for a little while, and then it's going to go away. And then when it goes away, you kind of realize that it's not real, right? Like the emotion is very temporary, to the point where it's like, while you're feeling it, you're telling yourself like, can this end already? Because like, I know this isn't it, right? It's almost like it's a feeling, not the feeling. You know what I mean? Like, all right, I don't want to go too deep. Okay. I this is a comedy show, but it's a thing, but not the thing. All right. So I hope you guys can understand what I mean by that. It comes and goes, man. It comes and goes, but there's some people that want to stay in that. And that's why so much what I would call sensationalism is popular on the internet, right? Because they know how to tap into emotions, right? It's like, let me post this video of someone getting knocked out in the streets because look at this fight, right? And everybody's like, oh my God, you see that swing? That guy went down. Bing! And everybody in the comments starts getting like, into like, and then boxing matches. That's why they market boxing matches the way they do. I hate that guy and I want to see him get knocked out. And that guy ain't a real boxer. Like, cause they know how to do that. They know how to like, look at this emotion you've got. And then we kind of like, oh yeah, I feel it. Right. So emotions can be used as a way to manipulate you. All right. And so there's people out there that in their everyday life, all they want to do is wake up and manipulate people based on emotions. They want to make you feel bad. They want to give you bad vibes. They want to suck your energy. Like one of the reasons I left my job was because my manager was what I would call an emotional vampire. Like she would come inside, her presence alone, and she was like half crazy. So like whenever she got into a conversation, it's almost like talking to someone that has schizophrenia. And then every day she just seeks me out. And then there's like, what can I say to you to make you feel terrible today? And then you're just there like, oh my God, can I just get paid? Right? And that's one of the reasons I left. And God bless her. Because if it wasn't for somebody like that, I wouldn't have made the decision to be like, F this job, I'm out of here. You have to take some time to process that emotion. Absolutely. I'm still working on that, and I'm killing the emotion game. Yeah, I think for the most part, I think the majority of people have their emotions in check. Especially even if you enjoy comedy, you know how they say like those people that like comedy are more emotionally intellectual than others? I think that's true because when you purposefully enjoy comedic or humorous things, that is your intelligence having fun. You know what I mean? It's almost like... I get it. It's almost like you're part of this group of like, you get it? I get it. Yeah, I get it. and we can make fun of things, right? And that's a very creative and intelligent thing to do, to make fun of stuff, even if it's not supposed to be made fun of. Think about it. Think about somebody that's like, oh, is this a funeral? Let me say something funny. You know what I mean? But you also have to be tactful, right? You don't want to be insensitive either, right? You got to be good at what it is that you do. And you got to enjoy the process and make sure the other person enjoys it. I think that's what makes a master comedian. I think that's what makes them professional. Where some comedians pride themselves in being insulting, or some comedians pride themselves in, comedians, we pride ourselves in making fun of whatever, but there's some comedians that are also very toxic emotionally. As a matter of fact, a lot of them are. There's a lot of comics with a lot of trauma out there, and they can be downers, right? Some of them are narcissists. Some of them have ego issues. Some of them, they want to put you down, or as they would call it in the industry, punching down. There are those types, but the professional ones, the ones that are good, they push the boundary, but they do it in a way that you can enjoy it at the same time. They don't pride themselves and be like, yeah, I insulted the entire audience today, huh? Funny guy. Here's the thing. If the majority likes it, you're doing good. If a small group or a small, amount of people don't like it, you're doing good. If the majority don't like it, then you gotta assess yourself as an emotionally insensitive person, okay? Have I posted something that it was emotionally insensitive? Yes. And then when I got the feedback, I learned, oh, okay, this is something that I'm not sensitive to, but the majority is. You know what I mean? Okay? Not if you go mainstream, then you have to be a prototype of what is expected. That is unfortunately true, but the good news about being a mainstream comedian is you can be mainstream in your own terms. Okay, so like Miami comedy is mainstream in Miami in my own terms. It's not, huge, although it can be, but it's not there yet, and it's doing its thing. Dane Cook would do that when he started off. Did he? Were you a fan? Did you read like his biography and you saw that he was one of those comedians that upset the entire audience? Hope you stay doing these lives once you pop big time. Thanks, Chris. It was his thing that helped him cope to feel better. Yeah, comedy is a good escape to do that, but it's not fair if you are someone that's going through trauma and you use comedy as a means to heal, quote unquote, the trauma, and then what you do is you're being offensive. That's not fair, right? Yes. Let's see. By the way, I moved all the comments from Instagram now to my screen here, and let me tell you, what a difference. What a difference. I'm so professional now. It feels good, right? The Miami Comedy Podcast, going live and talking about things like emotions and feelings. I mean, what's your take on feelings and emotions? Before I get off, I'd like to get some feedback from you guys. How do you guys manage your feelings and emotions? And do you get offended? And when you get offended, do you keep it to yourself, or does everybody has to know? Does everybody has to know? Have to know? Has anybody gotten offended where everybody has to know that you're offended? Did you ever stand up and be like, oh my God, this affects me and everybody needs to know because my feelings are important? Who told you? Who is saying that your feelings are important? Somebody said that. Your feelings matter. And if your feelings matter, you need to let everybody know you matter. You're not your feelings, so you matter, but your feelings don't. Curvy Ninja says, I just smoke more weed and shut up. All right. But did you know that marijuana can also impair your emotions? All right. Marijuana can be an emotionally impairing substance. Have you ever giggled for no reason? And you're just looking at this person like, is this a psychopath? I've been there. Marijuana can get you paranoid for no reason. Maybe you're the kind of person that when you smoke, you get very relaxed. Is that who you are as a person, Curvy Ninja? That's the point. I numb the pain with marijuana. I get so relaxed. Okay, fair enough. Curvy Ninja handles it by getting high And then when it gets bad, you get even higher. Fair enough. I've heard a lot of people talking about marijuana and how it makes you feel nothing, right? Like you feel like whatever. But I've also met people that get high on marijuana and then they want to tell you about some 5-hour conspiracy theory video they found on YouTube. My only true emotion is anger. Yeah, JJ, by all means, man. That anger is the fuel to your comedy. What is my fuel to my comedy emotionally? I like rebelling. I like the feeling of being rebellious, right? Like, I don't care who you are, what you do, I'm going to rebel from it. But I don't do it in a way that's threatening to you. I do it in a way where it's like, look at the mirror. That's you. Isn't that funny? Oh, yeah, I'll point it at me too. That's me. Look at me, right? I'm that kind of person. So I think the feeling of just going against something for the sake of going against it is very satisfactory. JJ, haha, too much. Dude is going to be famous one day. Yes, he is. So make sure you go out and you see JJ Tuesday nights and Wednesday nights. JJ just got picked up. Well, he picked it up. So thank you for that, JJ, for doing our Casa Tiki show. By the way, let's go ahead and just plug it in. Wednesday nights, we got a brand new host for Ladies Night / Comedy Night. It's me and JJ, and we go around making videos and hosting a comedy show at Casa Tiki, which is located in Calle Ocho. They have a huge stage, lots of seats, and the people that come out are a lot of fun. Like last Wednesday, we had a blast. And JJ's also a great host. He says that he's got anger issues, but he's actually a very happy-go-lucky guy. But he will also be rebellious and get angry over something as simple as shorts. JJ is a stressed person, and he deals with his stress through comedy because, like, I would be outside of Casa Tiki, and I have shorts on, and then JJ just walks up quietly and gets in my face and be like, you ever show up with your knees out again at Casa Tiki, you banned. Milena says, when Omicron count goes down, I'll go see you guys. What are you scared of, Milena? We've already been through like 5 waves. All right, we good. No, I'm just kidding, man. I just recently, a couple of weeks ago, I had this fever that came out of nowhere. It only lasted a day. I don't know if I was asymptomatic or if I had it. I don't know. But it was one night, like 2 or 3 weeks ago, where I was battling a fever that I didn't know where it came from. And I had to make a decision of whether I'm going to stay in bed or I'm going to the hospital because my fever was going hard. But I was like, no, I'm a big boy. I'm going to handle it. And surely enough, after about a night and a day, right, I felt better. Thank God. Whatever that was, I wouldn't want that to be felt by anyone. Fevers, especially when they run really high, is a journey that you have to fight yourself. That is super contagious. Dead ass. I'm not vaccinated. My neighbor had COVID, and I'm like, oh boy, thank goodness. Well, some people, I guess bodies are just different. You know, some people take it in a way that's like asymptomatic. Like my first time when I got it, all I lost was my sense of smell, and I got really tired, but I never really felt anything. But then the second one, whatever that was pretty painful, but it only lasted like a day and a half. You know, and then there's people that get really sick, right? So yeah, don't risk it. Do whatever it is you want to do. Wear masks, 6 feet, stay home, get the vaccine. I don't care. I'm not going to force you to do something you don't want to do. If you want to get COVID so that you can go ahead and get your, your virus tolerance up, whatever those people are saying, go do that. Damn, you had COVID. I think so. I'm not sure. The fever was rough. Yeah, but anyways, all right. Let's close it off by saying that tonight we're going to be over at the Tipsy Flamingo Cocktail Bar in downtown Miami. Now, if you guys want to go lounge and have a little more weekend left before Monday comes around, this is the go-to place, okay? One of our more popular shows hosted by Chris Renoir, which is also a rising star. So make sure you check us out tonight and every Sunday, 8 o'clock. Go to miamicomedy.com/tipsy. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, miamicomedy.com/YouTube. And yeah, I hope to see you guys soon at a show. And I'll see you guys on the next episode of the Miami Comedy Podcast. Have a great night, everybody. See you soon.